So this is my review of the Saturday night's main event which just finished. I watched this show in YouTube clips because it didn't stream here in India. Even on YouTube it didn't, and I actually felt asleep a lot before Saturday night's main event started. So I woke up just near the end. But from what I have heard, the show was not bad. It's just that there were too many ads. There was the main event was 8 minutes of wrestling with 12 minutes of ads. So what can you say? I think what this probably means is that because now Evolution has been announced for next month in Atlanta, where July 12th it's Saturday night's main event, and July 13th it's Evolution. So probably Saturday night's main event is going to be an all male pay per view, and this Saturday night's main event was also going to be a all male pay per view. It's just that they had to add a women's match because first they forgot about it, second they got a lot of backlash that there's not even one women's match, so they added Zelina versus Chelsea. They you can see how last minute it was because they gave them 5 minutes, 5 minutes total time of wrestling in the ring, and even in those 5 minutes Zelina botched a 619, and even in the finisher it took her a little bit time to get into the code red. I do think that it was the right decision. I thought Chelsea would win. In these predictions, I'm going what 3-2 because I thought John Cena would lose and I thought Chelsea would win. But I think it was the right decision to have Zelina win, and also Chelsea got busted open, her nose got busted open. I just hope that this feud is over now. Zelina has beaten Chelsea 4 times in a row. I don't know how you continue this feud with Zelina and Chelsea. Have Zelina go on and defend her title in open challenges, and that's the way you book her. Next, we go to Drew McIntyre versus Damien Priest. I don't know how this match was. I only saw the ending on the YouTube clips that they have posted. The thing is, if someone says that they have protected Drew because Drew didn't get pinned, I don't know how you protect a guy by concertoing him and then just walking out of the cage. I don't know how you protect Drew in that. I think this finish was probably done because I think Drew is banged up from that backlash match, and I think they probably want to give him some time off. It also felt like that, getting the EMTs in the ring and all that. So unlike what I thought that Damien won, so I was right in my predictions. For what I thought was that it would be Damien leaving on a stretcher. Damien won, walked out of the cage, and still, and Drew McIntyre left on a stretcher. I do think what's going to happen is probably Damien is going to qualify for the Money in the Bank, and then we're going to see Drew probably costing Damien the Money in the Bank, and we'll see this happen at Saturday night's main event, the next Saturday night's main event that's happening. Will probably or Night of Champions, probably Night of Champions or Saturday night's main event. I think their last match will happen, which I think Drew will probably win, which he should. Now people are saying that Jesse does not know that steel cage has rules where person can escape, that he is just yapping. First of all, he's a heel commentator, and he's like that traditional type of heel commentator who is on the heel side always. Even he can change his goalpost looking at how the heel is doing, and there is footage of him in the past during a big boss man match where he was saying that the real winner is who goes through the cage door. So please move on from that. So I think this kind of makes Drew look kind of weak, but also is this leading to a double turn? Because people were saying one more time in the match, but when Damien eventually went out of the cage, people were booing, and it also felt like the way his expressions were, Damien's expressions were, the way that the feud has been booked with Drew kind of been being more in the right, that it is more of Damien being obsessed with him, because Drew may have insulted his family, but I don't think that was that, big of an insult that he did, that he needed to go back to Drew and cost him his like single shot against Jacob Fatu, then taking both of them, himself included, out at Backlash just so that Drew cannot win. It kind of feels like this is leading to a double turn, like where Damien turns heel eventually and Drew turns face. At not really face, a tweener who eventually, through like months of like rehab and everything, turns fully face. I do think that can happen, because that's the only way that you can get Drew to face Cena in this heel run, which I don't think is possible with Drew as a heel. And also, the thing with Drew as a face is that eventually Seth is going to win that title, and whenever that draft happens, like if Drew is a heel, like he can then, like he has more of a probable chance of fighting either Seth or John for the title, like being in that main event scene, rather than him being a heel. Though I do feel his heel character is much more better. I do hope if we get a face Drew McIntyre, it's the pandemic Drew McIntyre, not the Drew McIntyre after pandemic, who is like waving his sword around saying he's Big D, teaming with Riddle type, doing the funny stuff, dancing and everything. Not that Drew, like that pandemic phase Drew, like who like challenged the whole locker room to step up to him, who went up against Randy. So maybe that Drew would be so much better if they're bringing him back as a face. If this is a long thing, then I don't know what do you do with Damien Priest. Then maybe you get Damien Priest in the Money in the Bank. He loses, but then you maybe get Damien Priest in a feud with Carmelo Hayes or Aleister Black. I do think the Aleister Black feud is probably, in my opinion, should be the next goal. Like Drew, either after Money in the Bank, if Drew is not returning, and even if like Drew wins against Damien Priest, it should be because of an Aleister Black interference or something, and we do get that feud, because that feud makes sense with, Aleister Black can kind of being like, you are everything that I was supposed to be, but see, they still don't like you, and have that all like dark thing added and everything. Like, see who you were against Drew and everything. You can do a good feud with that, and Damien won't lose anything if he like loses the last match against Drew due to interference, and he won't lose anything if he loses to Aleister Black. And then Aleister Black will gain a lot, like if he goes into a feud with a guy who WWE treats as an upper mid carder, who clearly they see as important, rather than him like doing this stuff with Carmelo, which I think the end goal is Aleister Black winning that feud eventually. Then going forward, we had Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker versus CM Punk and Sami Zayn. From what I have heard, people are saying this is probably the match of the night. They didn't get to see much, but you also had them in matching Palestine gears also, so good for them and good for the Palestinian cause. Like, my opinion on that is what the opinion the Indian government has on the Palestinian cause and the conflict between Israel and Palestine. I don't have to say anything more about that. Then, from what I have seen of the match on the YouTube clips, the crowd was really into it. It felt like it was good. And then like Sami did the whole plancha moonsault thing, which is always impressive when he does that, and especially now at this age. Second, like people being so cross that why is Bronson joining Seth? Like, weren't they like enemies? That is probably going to add up, tie up to why Bronson is joining Seth. Like, people don't really have minds or something. Like they're gonna explain that on Raw. Like, this is like they're gonna explain why Bronson, a main enemy of Seth, is joining hands with him. And I really like this. The crowd went wild for Bronson Reed, like him giving that running clothesline to Punk through barricade. I do think that was a little bit cartoonish, because that barricade, it felt like I could have you know, put my hand on there and both of those would have fell. And I felt Bronson was returning. Like when he made that Instagram post where he was with his wife and his I think, I don't know, son maybe, and it was like family is everything. Even though that post has nothing to do with WWE, I just thought that yeah, he is coming back, and I advocated for this, that Bronson being in Seth's faction, like he's something. He is 36 years old, so in WWE terms, he's really not that old, and like this is the way that you get Bronson over as the next big, like big guy that you always wanted to. Now like this group is OP. Like they have Braun Breaker and they have Bronson Reed. Like you can do a lot of stuff with that. First, the dynamic between Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. You can already see that Braun Breaker is kind of like the wild dog. Like he doesn't trust anyone except Seth and Paul Heyman, and Seth had to like had them you know handshake. Then you also have the dynamic that Bronson has history with everyone except Braun Breaker in that ring. Like Bronson, like CM Punk is the reason that Bronson Reed got injured, even in kayfabe. Like he was gonna put Roman through that table with a tsunami from the top. It's CM Punk who, at the last second, like pulled Roman Reigns away from that table, which caused Bronson Reed's knees to buckle, and that caused him to go on the shelf. He has history with Sami Zayn, with the feud that he had with him along with Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. He has most history with Seth, that they were trying to kill each other essentially. Like Bronson did kill Seth for like months because he gave him like 6 tsunamis and left Seth Rollins bleeding. So this is really good. I do hope that this means that we're getting Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed as tag team champions, because first that tag team division is doing nothing for the tag titles, not the booking is. Them winning the titles would actually like maybe do something for those titles, that those titles have not been relevant since what R-Truth and Miz won it at Mania 40. And also that this can mean that Penta and Rey Phoenix, whenever they come together as the Lucha Bros, maybe at next year's WrestleMania they can win. Uh, Next year's WrestleMania, maybe they can be the ones who beat Braun Breaker and Bob Bronson Reed for the tag titles after going through, El Grande Americano and all that. And also with the El Grande Americano stuff, they announced, I think it is Vikingo versus Chad Gable at the AAA NXT Worldwide show, which probably means they're going to like continue this El Grande Americano stuff, because I think what this is probably leading to is that they're waiting for Rey Mysterio to return, and whenever Rey Mysterio returns, they're gonna have the El Grande Americano stuff end. I do hope it's not a singles match where it ends. I do hope that Rey has like either a 6-man tag with the Lucha Bros or a tag with Penta, and then ends it. I do hope he has a tag match either with Penta or with Penta and Phoenix both, and that way they unmask El Grande Americano, because that will give them the rub also. Like Rey Mysterio winning this, unmasking him, like what does it really do for him? And what do we do next with Chad Gable after that? Because this gimmick is could have led him to becoming champion, like him beating like Dominic or something, like one of the Luchador's sons, kind of makes sense, but I don't see this happening. And so that is what happened with Seth and everything. Then, and Money in the Bank, who's going to win? Like there are three options, like maybe Braun Breaker, LA Knight, or Carmelo Hayes. I think either one of these three should be the one that should win the Money in the Bank. Then moving forward to the fourth match, John Cena versus R-Truth. Like this was a match which was really made by the crowd, and this was a match it was what it was supposed to be. Like nobody was expecting a Matt Classic. Like this was supposed to be R-Truth wrestling his childhood hero John Cena, like doing his moves, like then Cena getting the better of him, and I think they did it perfectly without anyone really getting exposed in the ring, like showing what their ages really are now. Like John R-Truth got more reaction during his entrance and the 5 moves of doom than when John Cena did his entrance and he did the 5 moves of doom. In the end, it kind of looked like John Cena is turning to the good side again. But I can't take it seriously because he is overacting a lot. Even in that Jey Uso segment, like John Cena was acting like a Japanese evil villain samurai. Like the way he was saying it was like if you told a non-wrestler to do like a heel promo and he does it, but he also does it in a way where he doesn't know how to do a heel promo while at the same time he's mocking it. That was what John Cena sounded like, and like it's not making me take John Cena seriously. Like it's putting me out of this stuff. Like I'm not taking John Cena seriously here. But in the end, he grabbed the title belt. He was gonna hit R-Truth with it, but then he hesitated. Referee took it, but it was just a momentary lapse. R-Truth went for a handshake. John Cena hit him in the balls and hit him with attitude adjustment and won, which I didn't think was gonna happen. I thought that Cody was gonna come back here and R-Truth was gonna win by a roll up or disqualification, but that happened later. Then you had Jey Uso versus Logan Paul, and from what the clips I have seen or from what the thumbnails I have seen, it felt like this match was actually good. But it's just that it didn't get much time because of the advertisements. People were really into the match. Like they really thought at one time that Logan Paul might win, which he didn't, because what happened was Cena interfered because Cena essentially wants to ruin wrestling. Another like weak trope that they have, like essentially making him a heel, which kind of could have had like character nuances into just like a baseline heel who is heel when he is heel. He is with the heels, doesn't matter who that heel is, doesn't matter what his equation with him is, he is just there with him as a heel because he's a heel too. So what happened was that Jey Uso was going for the pin, but then Cena threw the referee out of the ring, and then he attacked Jey. Then what happened was that Cody Rhodes returned. Cody fucking Rhodes returned to a huge pop. Like I thought that Cody Rhodes would be forgotten after Mania because of how he was getting booed out of the arena, about how little they mentioned him after WrestleMania. I thought that Cody may go into obscurity, but that didn't happen. Cody Rhodes returned to a huge pop. He crossroads Cena, not a particularly good looking crossroads, maybe due to Cena, maybe due to him. Then Jey Uso, I think he hit him with I think Cody Rhodes ducked out of the way of Logan Paul. Jey Uso hit him with the super kick, hit him with the Uso splash, and he won the match. And then after the match, Cody Rhodes grabbed the mic, said that you have ruined wrestling. Enough! I like it's very funny the way he says enough. And then he said that you're gonna see you and Logan will see me and my brother, World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso, which was lovely. Which was lovely in a way, at Money in the Bank in a tag match. So that means both the tag titles are, but both the World Heavyweight Championships are now bound in a tag match. So you're not getting any world titles being defended on Money in the Bank, and it's okay because Money in the Bank is about the ladder matches. So you have 3 matches in the 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches and this tag match. So you have 2 matches left, and I think what's probably going to happen is that I think probably one of the women's world titles is going to get defended, and the second will be probably either the US title or the Intercontinental title from the men's that is going to be defended. Or maybe they can do like maybe not have either of the women's world titles being defended, because Tiffany just defended it, against Nia Jax, but then EO hasn't had a title defense since Mania, so maybe get EO a title defense. So EO may get a title defense, which I think should happen at a pay-per-view, but then you're getting one at Evolution as well. So maybe we get like a women's mid card, maybe the IC title being defended. I do think one of the women's titles, either the mid card or the world title, is going to get defended there, and probably one of the men's mid card titles. Probably Jacob will defend it at Money in the Bank. So let's see. Like this show, I don't know what to how to give it a rating, because I didn't really watch this show. I watched this show through clips. So what did you think about this show? Tell me in the comments. If you like this type of content, like this video, share and subscribe. If you don't, then share it with those who do. My social media links, which are my Twitter/X account link and my Instagram account link, is in the description, so go follow me on that. My UPI ID link, which is shabboy@OKICICI, is in the description also, so go donate any amount of money which you can, which can help me make YouTube a permanent career option. So that was it for me for right now. So thank you, goodbye, Aluda.